clicked on this video because you're getting clapped every single game, or you're just a complete beginner to Fortnite, I'm going to be guiding you through 10 essential tips that will stop you getting clapped every single game and improve your skill level drastically. As always, make sure to use my creator code NVBatch in the item shop. Also, if you could like and subscribe, that'd help me out massively. I would really appreciate that. And also stick around to the end for a bonus tip that most people sleep on, but it can seriously change your whole game. Let's get to it. Tip number 1, and that is going to be warming up before you drop into a game. Now, I know it sounds boring, but trust me, spending 10 to 15 minutes in creative before dropping into a game will not only boost your confidence level, but will also ensure that your fingers are warmed up to play the game. Now, I'm going to break it down for you. I'd say 70% of people who play Fortnite competitively warm up before every single game, and people still wonder why these people are at the top level. And it is as simple as that. Warm up before every single game and you'll become a demon. I'm going to give you some creative maps that I personally recommend for warming up in, and these have helped me become a better player overall, so trust me, I speak from experience. I recommend Raider 464's Aim Trainer, Martos Turtle Fights, or Ken Bean's Speed Realistics. Now, these are all widely used by pros. A lot of people do use these, and for the right reasons. These are just insane for warming up, so trust me, use them, and I guarantee that you will feel so much more confident when playing Fortnite. Moving on to tip number 2, and that is learning a drop spot. Now, if you are a beginner, choosing a good landing spot is so crucial. You don't want to land somewhere different every single game. You want to pick a drop spot, and if you want, you can go on another video, find a good drop spot, and choose that, which I do actually recommend, but you want to pick a drop spot and learn it inside out. And I mean, you literally need to know where every single chest location is, the spawn rate, you want to learn the rotation options. All of these things are so important when choosing a drop spot. Now, this is why it's so important. 90% of other players do not choose a drop spot when landing in a game. A lot of people just overcomplicate things and make it too hard on themselves. If you choose a good drop spot, this gives you a huge advantage because you're not wasting time guessing what to do every single game. As I said previously, go onto a different video and pick a good landing spot that people recommend. There's quite a good few ones this season, so pick up on that. But if I would recommend something, don't go somewhere that's too contested, and also don't go somewhere where there's literally no people. Moving on to tip number 3, and that is simply just playing with headphones. Now, I know people are going to rage at this one, but 99% of beginners just play on the TV. Now, I understand if you're on console, Fortnite's audio is definitely scuffed. I understand that, but you can still hear footsteps, gliders, and build better with good headphones. If you have some Temu-ass headphones, then get rid of them. They're shit. You need to have some good headphones because this could literally save your life in a game of Fortnite, and it is so important to choose the right ones. I'm going to link some in the description, so go and have a look for yourself, and they're all very accessible. They sell them literally everywhere, and I'm also going to link a budget range, a medium range, and a good range, so it's not just one different budget, because I guarantee you won't want to spend like $200 on a headphone. Moving on to tip number 4, and this is fighting more often. And what I mean is just stop avoiding fights. Listen, I get it. You're trying to survive, but if you never fight, you will never improve at this game. Even Ninja said in Chapter 1, Season 4, a win does not matter if you literally have 0 kills. Anyone, and they can literally be playing with their feet, can camp in a bush the entire game and just win. But as someone who's trying to make you better at the game, I would much rather you get 10 kills and come 20th than come first place and get like 5 kills. Early game fights are also chaotic, I get that, but you need to take those fights, win or lose. You'll build muscle memory and confidence way faster. This is so important. This tip is so important, and a lot of people miss out on it because they'll just run away, and this is actually slowly making them worse, because we all know that Fortnite's skill gap is slowly closing until everyone's going to be a demon, and these types of videos are kind of making it worse. But trust me, you need to understand this tip. It's so crucial for your improvement. Moving on to tip number 5, and that is sticking to one play style. Now, the issue is with Fortnite, there's so many different things that you can be good at, people just trying to be good at them all, and that is not how it works. Don't try to be a pro builder, the aim god, and the sneaky sniper. It just ain't gonna work. Focus on one style that fits your skill level and passion. If you're decent at aim, use cover and outgun people. And for example, if you're playing duos or squads, and some of your other teammates are better at box fighting, then let them engage first. Most players try to be good at every single little thing, and it's just not gonna happen. So if I could recommend one thing, it would be to stick to one play style, whether that's being good at box fights, aiming. Stick to that, practice it, and I'm not saying don't practice other things. What I'm saying is practice that more often. I would much rather be very good at one thing and average at everything else than just be average overall. Moving on to tip number 6, and this is master basic builds. Now, we're not in Chapter 1 anymore, I get that, but even some of the builds in Chapter 1 are still used today. This is because they are so efficient in defeating opponents that people still use them in Chapter 5. Or is it Chapter 6? I cannot remember, but my point is you need to master these basic build types because even today they are so important. If you want to click on the video above, I do have a high ground retake video. This is very important, so if you want to go and click on that now, then I recommend doing so. Especially if you're a beginner, then these are very important for your skill level because 99% of pros use these. Now, another side tip for this is mastering box fights. This might be challenging, but like 90% of pros box fight every single day, and for good cause, because every single person in this game competitively does it anyway. In ranked tournaments, even in pubs I see it, which is quite depressing, but trust me, box fighting is very important, and they also have a dedicated video on that as well, which is also linked in the top right now. Moving on to tip number 7, and I know a lot of people do use this, but use visual sound effects. This thing has been out since chapter 2, and I have not turned it off since. If you don't have a good set of headphones, then most of the time you will get your footsteps confused with other people, or especially if you're a beginner, you won't really know the difference. So instead of forking out $200 on a set of headphones, use visual sound effect. This should be under the game option, I'm pretty sure. It should be on screen right now, so go and have a look. This thing is not only good for footsteps, but it shows you shots and where chests are, which obviously in this game is very important, so 100% turn it on. This setting is literally like a cheat code. You can literally see where people are shooting from. It will be like hundreds of meters away and it will pop up on your screen, so trust me, turn this on, you will thank me later. Moving on to tip number 8, and this is watching pros or streamers. And don't just watch them, study their playstyle. Don't just binge watch Mongrel or Clicks. These are very good players, but you need to study exactly what they are doing. Now, they don't just do these flashy little edits for no reason. There is a complete reason why they do it, and it is for a very good cause. You need to watch how they rotate, when they heal, how they peek. All these things matter so much, and these pros have perfected them over the years, especially Mongrel and Clicks, who've been playing this game for literally years, since like 2018. So trust me, watch them. And it's not just about watching them, you want to try and implement that into your playstyle. So for example, why did they make that edit, or why did they make that build? These are all very important things that you should be doing. And again, they do them for a reason, not just to be flashy. Obviously, there's other streamers apart from Mongrel and Clicks, for example, Ree or Peterbot, but you want to watch those people who have had experience in this game for years and have reasoning for why they are doing it. And I guarantee if you click on one of their streams, they will either be in creative practicing these moves or in ranked doing these moves. So whenever you have some free time, go onto their YouTube or their Twitch if they're streaming and just go and watch exactly what they are doing. It will help you out so much. Moving on to tip number 9, and this is always carrying a mobility item. Now, if you don't know what that means, this is, for example, shockwaves, launch pads. All of these things are so useful for getting out of fights. Now, I understand don't run away from fights, but I mean, obviously, there's a time where you sort of need to if you're losing the fight by an absolute mile. And not just for that, if you're not rotating fast, then you're dead. So you need some sort of mobility for good rotations. Try and pick up the baseball bat that is a mobility item, because that is also very good. You don't take full damage when jumping. Whatever is in the meta for mobility items, pick them up, or just see what different pros are using, because I can guarantee you that they will have at least one mobility item in their inventory. And this is because sometimes fights can get very out of hand. You'll get 3rd, 4th, and even 5th parties in this game, and sometimes you just need to dip the scene, so I recommend carrying a mobility item of some sort. Moving on to tip number 10, and this is, in my opinion, the most important tip, and this is VOD reviewing. If you don't understand what this means, and if you're a beginner, you definitely won't. This is recording your game and watching it back and seeing what you did wrong, and then trying to improve off what you've done wrong, and then implementing that into your game. This one is just highly underrated. You want to be asking yourself, why did I die? What was it? Was my positioning bad? Did I panic? All these things will help you out in the long run. Or for example, when I mentioned earlier about your drop spot, is it that? Is it that bad? All these things can be changed by VOD reviewing. And people make out like they do it, but they definitely don't. It's a load of bullshit. This will improve you as a player 90% faster than anyone else. So trust me, pros do this all the time, and for a good reason. Moving on to the bonus tip. Take breaks and don't burn out. Grinding non-stop is very good for a beginner, but you need to know when to stop playing this game. And I know hours can pass by, but obviously over time, over those hours, you're going to get burnt out. Because after about hour 5, you're just going to hit a plateau and you'll just start building shit, losing loads of games, and it's just not fun. You want to be taking breaks, playing smart, and you'll improve faster in the long run. After all, this game is fun and it's not meant to be stressful. So that is the end of today's video. If you are a beginner, then I hope you did learn something, because these tips are incredibly crucial for learning how to improve, and you want to implement every single one of these into your routine. I will actually be posting a routine video in the following days, and if you are a beginner, then definitely watch that. And if you haven't already, then subscribe and turn post notifications on so you don't miss out on that video, because that will be very important as well. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in a bit.